Okay, Joe, I understand that you're going to purchase the Jaguar MX2, our new model. And I know, though, you're familiar with running our current models before.
I'm excited about this. It looks like one heck of a machine.
Oh, well, you bought the right machine, I'll tell you that. It's a real workhorse. But let me show you a few things. Let's go to the side here. And I'm going to show you this is the solution tank. Now, it's a 16-gallon solution tank view through, so you always see your water levels. Its components inside, you have a float valve located inside, and that's where you hook up your water supply in case you want to run it automatic. And then if you run it automatic, unlike the one you have, the particular model, you can run it for hours without problem. It also has a couple other features inside, which is pretty neat. It's got a recirculating system so that it continually recirculates your cleaning agent if that's what you do. If you put 16 gallons of water and you run it self-contained instead of running automatic, it's perfect. It'll mix that for you. It also has, along with that, a pump out feature. So if you have half a tank of water left at the end of your job, you can flick a switch and bingo bammo, you're going to drain that tank. No longer do you have to vacuum it out.
I like that feature, Ed. I really am excited about that.
It's cool. You're going to love it. So let's move to the front. We're going to move to the vacuum tank. Again, it's the same thing. You're always going to see your water levels, which is great for the operator, just like the system you have, similar to that. And it features, of course, a 2-inch nipple on it so that you can connect a 2-inch vacuum hose, or if you have 1.5 inches, you prefer that, you can connect that to that as well. It's pretty cool tank. We're big, as you know, on velocity because we feel velocity represents the absolute finest and best vacuum system, particularly when you're going working from 100 feet to 200 feet from your van. And you're going to operate this, as I understand, from your van, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you go 200 feet, the best way of doing it, when you pick up your water, it'll provide you with enough inches of lift to get it to your vacuum nozzle. And from that point on, we've got to move it quickly back to your system. And that it does very, very well. So it operates similar to a tornado or hurricane. Those are based on, CFM, airflow. I mean, a tornado will lift a home or a semi-truck, for crying out. This thing will move your recover solution very quickly. And so inside your tank, you have 2 stack pipes, okay? And they have flow-through filters. So you no longer have to screw around with a ball float or anything that's generic of that kind because those clog up. The thing interesting about it is the design of the tank. The key to our system, and we've been told by hundreds and hundreds of operators before, why is it that the Cross American system dries carpets faster than the other machine I was using? My gosh, the other machine seemed like it was so powerful and so on. Why does yours dry carpets faster? I'll tell you why. It's no longer a secret. It's our lid. The reason being that it's very important that you separate your high viscosity liquids, your water, your dirt, your grime, and fiber. You got to separate the air from that heavy mass. And when you do that, you keep optimum level of performance at 100 to 200 feet from the machine. And that's why it dries fast. Now, you told me your carpets dry within an hour to 2 hours with your current system.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're going to be happy with this. But anyways, going back to separating, again, it's no longer a secret, it's our lid. Our lid has a shroud that encompasses the 2 stack pipes, all right? And that's where the air is created from those stack pipes because those go directly to your vacuum motors, all right? Now, we don't want to clog that airflow, as I had indicated before. So what happens is the mass comes in here, your liquid, in the inlet, It disperses off the sides. It follows these 3 pathways down the tank to the bottom. Okay, it drops off, the air drops off the liquid and the fiber and dirt and comes back up into and through your vacuum pipes at the top. Now, this also features an airflow release system, and we call that also an air separator. And it's really neat, and that's what keeps your airflow continually going throughout your process. And you can work an 8-hour day without even shutting the darn thing off.
Oh,
You're
wow.
gonna be happy.
That's new to me, Ed. Now, where are the air separators?
The air separator is located in your vacuum lid, on the inside, on your baffle. At the bottom of the tank, you have what we call a tower filter, and that's kind of interesting. It's a stainless screen, and it also features a first line of defense, and that's a special fiber. So you've got double protection there. You can clean it very easily now, because another feature is that it has a backflow where you can attach a garden hose to it and flush everything out. Most of the time you'll do that. The backflow is located right here. And if you want to take the filter off, you can do so by disconnecting very quickly with a swivel disconnect on the inside. So you'll very seldom do that, but if you want to do that, you can. Now, another feature about this tank is that if you don't run it automatic and you want to run it self-contained and you lift up the gate valve to drain all your water supply, you can do so. The water supply will come down to about this level. So you're about 1 inch off the floor. Now, that water will remain there unless you want to clean it out at the end of the day or end of the week, whenever, through this area right here. But the reason we allow water to stay at the bottom is that the water actually becomes your first line of defense as far as the filter is concerned. Because when you're vacuuming dirt and dust and so on, it's going to go into your tank and go right to the bottom. Again, it follows this pathway to the bottom and stays there. The water holds it. And
That's true. I've seen that with mine. I mean, it's unbelievable what you find in that remaining water.
Yeah, you're right. And the thing neat about it is, for 3 reasons we do that. Number 1, indoor air quality. Now, most of the time, as you had told me, you're going to be running it off the truck.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
But every now and then, you're going to use it maybe indoors to do a high-rise security job. So you can easily roll it off the truck indoors. That's where indoor air quality comes into effect, because if you didn't have water at the bottom to capture the dust, you'd recirculate it throughout the room. And it'd be all over the countertops.
Oh, yeah.
The second reason, and almost more important really, is the aspect that with water at the bottom and that incoming lint and grit, is that it goes to the bottom instead of in your filters. So if you're using the system and your guys are using it day in and day out, let's face it, they're not going to jump up into the truck and clean those filters.
No, I won't.
So, excuse me, this is your first line of defense. Down at the bottom, it traps all that. The third reason is this, your dump valve. Here, inside your dump valve, you have, we don't call it an O-ring, it's actually a U-ring inside. Okay, this is a guillotine that goes down into that rubber. Okay, and that's why it doesn't leak when it's new. Now, the majority of competitive machines out there don't do what we do with the water at the bottom. Again, it traps all of your grit. So when you open this up, your grit doesn't come out and remain in that O-ring. If it does, that's why these wear out and they start to drip, drip, drip all the time. And then you have to replace it.
That's a good idea.
With our systems, we very seldom ever sell replacement gate valves, period.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's awesome.
is that neat? All right, now I want to show you, like, when it's in your truck, how important the next feature is. And I'm going to explain the panel, but first I want to talk about the wheels. In the back, now we have these semi-pneumatic wheels.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're
Those, I've never seen that before.
aren't they neat?
Yeah.
Neat thing is that they take the cushion in your truck when your truck is bouncing up and down. This will take the compression, and it takes the compression off of your components, major components inside. So it's going to save that. It also stabilizes, and most of all, it wheels so easily now. It's incredible. So if you're going to wheel it over gravel into an office area or what have you, you can do so. Is that neat?
Now what's they changed the
Yeah. These are, this is cool because all you have to do is use a tool that comes with the system, and these come right off, or you can push them on.
Awesome.
You can change the wheel depending upon, you know, how you want to operate the system, or if you ever want to change a wheel, which will probably never happen. But let's move to the front. Okay, this kind of simulates how it's going to look in your van. Okay, your van, it's going to be up about this high. It's going to be at, I call it waist level. Okay, on the side here is where you make your adjustment. You know, for your regulator. And this will adjust the pressure, and here's your gauge. It'll adjust your pressure here. So wherever you adjust the needle, wherever the needle shows, and we'll say you show it on 200, because I think you told me you run around 200, right?
not two, yeah.
Yeah, 2, 3, something like that. And wherever that needle is, that's what you want at the other end of the wand. So you're going to have a pressure drop. If you have it on 200, it may drop all the way near zero. That's common, because you're telling it, I want that 200 PSI over there at the wand at 200 feet. I don't want it here. If it remained on 200 or went down to 100, you'd probably be in trouble because you're not getting full pressure.
All right.
All right?
Yeah.
Now again, one thing that I've always believed in is the fact that when you're running this as an ETM, electric truck mount, you want everything right in front of you. You want the operating panel right here. You don't want to be jumping up and down and into your van and, you know, behind the machine, empty it, over here, over there. You don't want to be bumping your head because, number one, it's a pain. It takes a lot of energy, and you can do it once or twice, and after that, you're not going to do it anymore. Now, let me show you the front panel. All right. Here, of course, is where, you know, your quick disconnect, where you hook up your pressure hose, as you know, to your wand at 200 feet.
Oh, I'm familiar with that.
Again, here's your gauge. Over to the right of that is an hour gauge. Now, this hour meter actually, it'll measure the amount of time that you're operating the system. So that's a good point. And you can use it for maintenance, although there's very little maintenance with the system anyways, but that's a neat feature. The other feature here is, this is where you hook up your discharge hose if you're going to run it automatic, or you want to drain the vacuum tank and not use your dump valve. You've got 4 toggle switches, and 2 are red, 2 are black. The black are for your high performance vac motors. Your red are your pumps. Here's your main pump, and here's your discharge pump. So you got 1 vacuum motor here, 1 discharge pump on the right. You've got a vacuum motor here and your pressure pump, main pressure pump on the left. Here are the indicator lights. Your indicator lights are important because it will tell you if you're getting electric to the system. And, you know, if you ever have a problem, you think there's a problem where a vac motor isn't coming on, you turn the switch on, you don't hear a vac motor, let's say, but you see the light come on. And that tells you that you do have electric, that maybe there's something wrong with the vac motor, period. It's not coming on. So in the center, you see a green light. Okay, this green light tells you that you're plugged into 2 separate outlets, 2 separate circuits. Now, if that light doesn't come on, then maybe you're plugged into the same circuit and you don't want to run the machine. So that's a neat feature, isn't it?
Great feature.
You don't have that on yours.
No, I don't. No, that's new to me.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So let me show you the vac motors. This is pretty cool. And again, they're the 8.4. They're the largest two-stage 8.4s that Amatec makes. Period. They're the strongest motors we've ever used, and they're motors that beat out our former model that you used to have, the 6.6. They beat that hands down, period. So let me show you this. I'm going to turn on one motor first.
All right.
You can feel the vacuum, and then I'm going to turn on the second one, and you'll hear a loud sound. It'll sound like a tornado coming to town. But that is the airflow. So I want you to feel that, and then I'm going to put my hands over it, and actually you'll hear the air suction on it, okay?
Let's do it, Ed. Yeah.
Okay. That's one. Here's the second one.
God, it's like a twister. I was gonna hit the deck, take cover.
Isn't it something?
Oh my God.
You know, and again, I mean, I've seen so many people go 200 feet, but you know, we actually put hose on this at 250, but it's incredible actually at 250. But anyways, that is the new MX2 system, and I'll tell you something right now. It's a real workhorse. You're going to run it, and that's what it's designed to do. It's designed to help you, the contractor, so you get in and out. It's going to save you on time. It's going to dry the carpets faster. You're going to be happy. So that's it, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Ed, for the product demo and showing me what's what and the updates. This is beautiful. I can't wait to get it on the truck and get going.